Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ymir, and I guess Jordy got an exclusive interview with one of Amber's ex-girls, Danielle.
Mom, leave me alone. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous. My therapist said I got ADHD. I don't even really know what that means. Let me see those receipts, baby. I'm ready to clock into the bank factory.
Alrighty, y'all, we are back, and once again, I am so excited. I have very little idea about what is actually going to be said in this interview. I've watched everything up until the point where she gets on the phone, but then after that, I'm like totally in the dark. But I wanted to start off by kind of just explaining and answering the question of who is Danielle before we get into this, because maybe not everyone knows. Maybe not everyone is aware that there was really what seems like quite a few girls in between what seemed like Jade, Erica, and Tommy. And Danielle happened to be one of those girls that just came not and I want to say not even really after Jade era, but right at the end of Jade era. I'm sure they were talking. Because Danielle is apparently the girl that Amber was referencing. If any of you remember, she had this big issue right when her and Jade were like breaking up and they were like finalizing the breakup or whatever. And I think Amber had said at one point that it seemed like they could have gotten back together, like her and Jade, if it hadn't been for the fact that Amber had already fallen in love, quote unquote, with a new person like so fast. And if anyone remembers, like I definitely do, Amber had said at one point in a video, like while crying, I think, she was like, I'm in love with two people at once. Well, apparently Danielle was that other girl. And I happen to remember, I don't think the clip for this, I mean, it's got to exist somewhere. I just have no idea where, but very certain that back in one of Alexis's old videos, she had said that Danielle really had Amber on a hook. And even during when they were all hanging out together, Alexis, Amber, Tommy, and whoever Alexis's girlfriend was at the time, on when they were all hanging out together that one time, apparently, allegedly, Amber had pulled Alexis to the side at one point and was like, "Oh my god, Danielle texted me again. What should I do?" And she like didn't know what to do, even though she was like already fully invested with Tommy. Like her and Tommy made it official, apparently, allegedly, like 2 days after they started talking. But we all know they were talking way longer than that. And if they weren't, that's even more fucking crazy. But yeah, that is who Danielle is. It's just one of the girls that she kind of cycled through on her way through Jade, through Erica slash Valentine, and to Tommy, and maybe still a little bit after Tommy. But yeah, we never really saw too much of her, heard too much from her, but we have gotten a lot of other just kind of supplemental information throughout. I think mostly from Alexis, if I remember right, but mostly about Danielle having been married. Allegedly, that's not true. And that Danielle was just like a really big cheater and like some kind of a player, I think. And apparently, there was also something about how Danielle was like mooching off of this, like her partner, this that she was married to. But apparently, they're not married and she's not doing that. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, her motivation for doing this was, allegedly to clear her reputation in girl world. But she's also apparently doing this all with the knowledge and or understanding that allegedly Tommy has been kind of messing with her. Danielle said that she started seeing profile pages like pop up with her face on them in Amberlynn's chats, sharing like kind of specific information that she felt like only could have come from Amber. And it's just alleged that it's Tommy doing this behind the scenes. But even with not that much proof, I am inclined to believe it. And I do honestly think it was kind of smart of them to bring this up because I mean, like, trolls will be trolls. They can try to do that. But when the profiles have her specific face on them and they're saying information that, like, only could have come from Amber Lynn, then if they keep doing it after this, then it's going to be really fucking obvious, won't it? And there's not going to be a lot of plausible deniability for, Amber or Pookie and Tommy there. But yeah, that's my little preface. There was also apparently some text messages that were exchanged that Jordy also went over. I got some screenshots, and we are also going to read them because I don't think he read them verbatim. He just kind of summarized them. I want to read them fully. See, the first one, it says, for a while there, I knew all about the other women that Amber Lynn was talking to. She was very open with me about all of them. Like, I knew about Abby and Erica and that whole thing before anyone else did. And as far as I'm concerned, that she never, and as far as I'm concerned, that she never once brought up another Danielle. Okay, yeah, right. So that bit, I also saw a little bit of this myself on the Reddit when this whole thing popped up about people being confused about who Danielle was and like maybe there's two Danielles. I I've never thought that. I have no idea where that rumor came from. I've only ever heard about one Danielle. I don't know why people were saying there was two. I think what happened was some people were getting Danielle confused with Abby, and then people were saying no, Abby's a different person, and then that's where it kind of stemmed from. Just kind of like a fucked up game of like telephone is what that feels like. But yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think there's two different Danielles. I think it's always just been this one Danielle. And then there's also Abby, and then Erica slash Valentine, and then there was Tommy. Also, just a little side note for anyone who didn't remember, I think Abby was like it was, I can't remember exactly what age, but it was 19 to 22. And I'm leaning towards like 22, I think, which is just like and she's also the one that was coming from a religious family and wasn't sure about, her sexuality and having trouble, like, and it would be like a big thing if she came out to her parents. And it just seemed incredibly allegedly predatory from Amberlynn. Because what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Leave vulnerable people alone, Pookie. Fucking knock it off. Everyone can see you. Everyone sees it exactly for what it is. And that's also where Amber was trying to lie and say that Abby had lied about her age to her. No. Nope. Didn't happen. Sorry. The evidence does not show that. Anyway, moving on. Uh with the text message. It's, I potentially think what happened was that they wanted to paint me potentially in a really bad light, and I was with that person for almost 10 years, so maybe they just said married because I mean of how long we had been together, but I'm like 90% positive there is not another Danielle affiliated with Amber as the way that I had a bit in previously. And sorry for any grammatical errors. I'm using talk to text as I'm driving at the moment. Right. At the very least, the Danielle that Emily or one of her friends or whoever is trying to dox is definitely me, because they would reference things in my personal life that only pertain to me, like the type of dog breed I have, where I live in the States, etc. And I'm sure Amber probably would have been happy to brag to me about having another Danielle if she did. Next one. I had started watching Amberlynn, I think, during Becky era, and I didn't start out as like a hater or anything. I definitely wasn't a big supporter of her. I love drama and stuff like that, so I kind of got sucked in. She had to post a video where she was doing her thing and that her problems are due to everybody else and fat phobia and all of this, and I sent her a message on Instagram being like, the reason people don't like you isn't because you're fat, it's because of your attitude and everything you do. And so she read that and didn't say anything to it. Bro, how many different people have to tell her that before she'll get it? Before she'll stop deluding herself into thinking that it's really just because she's big? It's not the reason. It's not. So many of us are big, and every single person in our life doesn't just hate us because of it. No. Like, stop. Anyway, a while goes by, and this was, I think, during the time she actually was giving a shit about herself. She was taking the weight loss. She was taking the weight loss, so it was, but I think that a little bit before her and Jade broke up. Okay, this is kind of tough to read. Hold on. But yeah, I get the gist. I just said something like supporting to her through Instagram DMs, and she responded to me. So I wonder then, because she left the previous message on red and didn't say anything to it because it was like critical, quote unquote, even though it really wasn't. I wonder if she deleted it and then didn't have that kind of like backlog to go back and see, like, oh, this person had said something to me before that I didn't like. So I just wonder. Or maybe she really is that desperate. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, next one. Actually, if you remember the video she did where she's wearing that outhouse shirt, the teal one, and this is when her and Jade had just recently broken up, and she was doing a live stream, and she talked about how she had already fallen in love with someone with someone, and that someone was me. And we had started talking maybe a month or so before that, a couple months, so whatever time frame that was. Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's what I meant by I'm pretty sure that that Danielle was the one right at the end of Jade Era. And I very much do vaguely remember these live streams and her claiming to be in love with two people at once, and like I can't believe she like, cuz I feel like I distinctly remember her saying something like her and Jade could have gotten back together if it hadn't have been for this thing, right? I feel like I remember that so distinctly. But so why would she, maybe the live stream was after that then, because it's like it almost seems like she was putting more value into this like fake relationship that wasn't even like set in stone or like a real thing, like they'd never even met, versus wifey who was there and living with her. Like, is it like just a case of her thinking maybe like the grass was greener on the other side, or what? Cuz like why wouldn't you, I don't know. Why wouldn't you like invest more into the person that you allegedly love and already live with and you don't want them to leave, and you're just going to go fall in love with somebody else? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, with all that being said, we are going to officially get to the interview. And I'm sure I'm going to be putting in some Minecraft footage. If you want more of that, go check out the second channel, linked in the description.
Yep, I've read the chat a little bit, so I can tell it's kind of, people are like, why is she even showing up? What, this is boring. First off, I want to say definitely not about me.
That, I was seeing that too in the chat replay. I personally don't get it. What do you mean you're bored? This is exciting. What are you talking about? You're bored. At least I'm excited. Just because we could potentially get information about wifey and their relationship, even more of it than we got from Alexis. And a lot of people don't think Alexis is 100% of a like reliable narrator either. So I'm sure that like any other accounts would be appreciated, especially if they say the exact same thing. I don't know. I just feel like the more people that come forward and all say the exact same thing, it's just, I don't know. It's more pieces to the puzzle. How are you not excited about that? Is it just me? I don't know.
The Amberverse is just a fucking boring shit show right now. And I've been holding on to a bunch of stuff for years. I was a major poo toucher. I'm not anymore, but you know,
Girl, you were like eating the poo.
I'm like, maybe it's kind of time to let things out. Give you some tea, a little bit of things. So, here to answer questions. Might not answer everything. We'll see. Definitely don't have time to go over everything. So, yeah, just let me know what you guys want to know or what you'd like to hear.
Okay, I also do want to preface to the chat right now that Danielle is currently working, and that if she needs to step away for some reason, we will maybe come back and visit this later in the stream. But I just want to preface that so that everyone is in the know.
Okay, well, could we have done this when she's not working? Okay, like I'm rolling my eyes a bit. Could we not have just done this at a time when she wasn't working? What the Is this going to be ass? This better not be ass.
So I have kind of given an introduction to what you and
Cuz I was excited. Like I was just saying, like I'm excited.
I have been talking about over the past day as to how you kind of came into contact with Amber Lynn. And I guess from there, my first question is, so did you guys share romantic feelings for one another? Were you guys just friends? What was the nature of your relationship?
It started off definitely just being friends. That's primarily why I reached out. Is I was just going through a hard time in my life, right? And she was really nice. And
Interesting. She was going through a hard time in her life, aka she was feeling vulnerable. Huh. Huh.
it kind of just spiraled into. I never met her. I've never met her in person or anything. We've never dated, but I think you could definitely say it was very, very flirty. And there were feelings thrown around. I wouldn't say that I necessarily had real feelings just because of where I was at that time in my life. I was in a pretty abusive relationship. I had been drinking a lot. This is probably like 3 years ago. So I think I was looking more for someone to kind of escape my reality. And I was like, I know this girl, I'm never going to meet her. She's really kind. But Amber fell really.
I'm just kind of like confused. Like, why Amber? Why? Her kindness never really truly ever feels like kindness. Is it just because it was over text? Because, like, when you actually talk to her and listen to her talk to other people, I don't get why everyone starts out with that. She's just really kind. And then, like, the Beck, during the You Now thing, she's just really sweet. She's really nice. Like, but then you listen to her talk to anyone and you just don't hear it. Ever. Ever. It's like, and then if it is there, it's like obviously fucking fake. Like, it feels like painfully obvious. I just don't get it. I just don't get it personally. She she's just not that good of an actress. She's just not.
Hard really quick, and that turned into something that I was not prepared for or necessarily wanted.
That's why I'm just asking, like, just now, like, is it really just because a lot of it's over text? But then again, no, she's always wants to be on FaceTime all the time, all the time. So, what the hell?
Um, that got messy real quick because my partner at the time actually found out because Amber kept FaceTiming me over and over again one night. And
That's what I'm saying. So it couldn't have just been through text. It couldn't have just been like, reading more into it through words because there's no inflection to go off of, right? So what the hell is it? Are these people really just that desperate and like how cuz like even if you're vulnerable and you're going to do something like this, there's no way you can't find somebody else.
my partner at the time picked up, and those two talked. So we I wouldn't say we're friends now, just because she's one. She sticks to her one person. She's loyal to Emily. Emily hates me, so every once in a while.
No, that's definitely not it. It's just that you were never going to come out to see her like Emily does or was going to, did, whatever.
I'll text and say, "How's it going?" One word response. And I don't necessarily care more than I care kind of about the drama and what's going on. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Did you ever discuss the possibility of living with her, either you moving in with Amber or her moving in with you? We know that she likes to move quickly, so everything that you're saying makes sense right now. So, in terms of her trying to push for you to make a commitment to her, um, kind of similarly how Beck was pressured into becoming her partner because Amberlynn kind of put that like, well, if you don't commit to me, I'm gonna find someone else. Did that kind of
Oh
happen?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, all the time. It was if you're not going to be available all the time to talk, if you're not planning on moving down here or visiting or this or that, then I already am talking to Abby. I have Erica. You know, I have all these other people, and I was really honest with her, and I actually told her I was like, you know, Amber, it would never work purely because one, your size. I'm a super athletic person. You know, I like hiking, I like going outdoors, and I told her that I was like, even if there was love there, it wouldn't work. One, because of the situation you're in.
Even if there was love there. Even if there was. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. I might have to just pause for a moment and go back and re-listen to some of this cuz it feels like I'm being inundated with information and my brain's like firing off 1,000 miles a second trying to figure out the timeline of just the timeline. But no, just the fact that she's sitting like even if there was love there and Amber is crying on live stream being like I'm in love with two different people. And I know for a fact she said that more than once. I know for a fact I remember hearing it more than once. Like it wasn't just that isolated incident where she said that, I swear. Let me go back and re-listen to everything just to make sure that, it's all cemented in my little pea brain here. Okay, see, yeah, again, I listened to that again, and it's like, it's just what she's describing here is a situation where Amber is consistently trying to manipulate her into an actual relationship, and she's still gonna sit there and say that Amber was kind, and that's one of the reasons you talk to her? Like, how fucking cruel are the average people that these other people are talking to day to day that they really think that Amber's kind when they do stuff like that? Or are they just so, like, I mean, she said she was in a vulnerable state, already in an abusive relationship. Maybe that's exactly what the fuck it is for some of these people. And Amber just happens to be good at finding these people who just maybe don't even like know any better already because they're already used to being treated like on the same level of worse, if not even worse than Amber knows that she's going to treat them. Because like how the fuck does this many people say that she's so kind when Amber is like openly trying to manipulate them and they describe these situations and even I think even Beck and Destiny have both said like early on there was actually like red flags and arguments and things too, right? Like I'm just not getting it. But maybe I do get it also at the same time.
Gonna work, one, because of the situation you're in, and two, because you don't have any life experience, you know, and that's just not something I'm interested in. But oh yeah, she absolutely probably would have moved me in a heartbeat. You know, that was something she talked about and all the time was like, come visit me, you know. So, but I
Hmm. So moving in was just something she was already talking about. I mean, I guess Amber's used to that. Just moving in with people that she's like never fucking met before. My god. But at the same time, like with this like little thing I just talked about and these people have to be like so vulnerable, right? To actually fall for this crap and believe that Amber's a nice person at any point. And it's just and the way she just moves so fast. She just moves so fast. She wants them to move in right away. It's so, in my opinion, the behavior is predatory in my opinion. I think I can say that. And especially when I just made that meme and it's like, yeah, it's a meme and it's meant to be like, kiki haha, but it really just it's all those people. It's all those people saying like the same fucking things. So many people. And also Casey. Yes, I know I left Casey off of there, but it's like I don't know. The Casey stuff just feels a little bit different to me. I'm a lot closer to that at this point after working on the Casey thing for so long. And I just wasn't sure, about including him in that, but even without him there, I figure like the point still stands and it's like, I don't know.
Very much was like, that's just not a
But one other good one I should have added on there was Aunt Tammy. Aunt Tammy definitely should have been on there for sure. I just don't know if I wanted to even involve Casey in a meme format.
reality. That's not a
Kind of like how I didn't involve them in the Sims thing. Sorry. Let me just back up at this point.
so, but I very much was like, that's just not a reality. That's not a possibility. That's not going to work out.
So you feel that this was purely maybe an escape from your current relationship in your life, and this was just more of a texting buddy?
Yeah, I will say that I definitely like did have real feelings for her. I started off by watching her during
Okay, but I thought you just said that you didn't.
like Becky
Or
era,
am I misunderstanding, taking things too literally?
and I was neutral. I think I kind of started off probably how a lot of people do before all of this has happened. Where you're like, oh man, I hope she makes it. Like I hope she loses weight. I can feel for her situation, and then as the years go by, you're just like, okay, this is absolute bullshit.
I think at the point in time that I fully entered Girl World, all of that sentiment was long gone, and it was, can you please just admit to like any lie ever? Can you please take accountability for anything that you've done? I never really saw anyone really talking about her weight unless they were like a troll and they're just being shitty on purpose, and that really wasn't that often, trust. Um or it was just to do with her older content and lying about something weight related. That's the only time I ever saw it really be brought up when I came into Girl World. Was just it was only about the aspect of the lying when it came to the weight, not that just no there was no shaming. There was no fat phobia, no shaming. It was just about the lies.
So sorry, I have a work. I'm a very busy person with work, and you happen to have me on my day where I'm available 24/7.
Okay, so why couldn't we do this on a different day? Why couldn't we do this on a different day for real?
Okay.
So just 1 second. Okay, sorry. Um, but yeah, well, so I totally forgot what the question was.
So you were kind of giving her the benefit of the doubt. You were kind of
Oh
hoping.
yeah. I was because in the beginning, she really was nothing but nice to me, and I don't think at that point when I had started talking to her, I had realized how manipulative she is and really what her goal is with people. That she truly doesn't give a fuck about anyone but herself, and I
And again, I'm sorry. I feel like it's kind of again like once you like actually start talking to her like face to face on FaceTime, I feel like it's so apparent. I feel like that's so apparent. Like immediately apparent. So I just have to again like was just saying like I just wonder like if these people are just like their previous relationships were really that fucking bad that they just don't see how obvious that is right away.
I know no one cares about me, so I'm not going to go into that whole thing. I just was in a place where I really did like that attention. I liked that she was really nice and really kind to me, and I could open up to her and talk about things. I didn't really have a lot of people at that time, so yeah.
Howdy, y'all. I just wanted to jump in and maybe spoil something, but it's not really a spoiler because we already know that she does stuff like this. But Danielle, not very long from now, goes on to also describe how Amber, even at the beginning, because they were only talking for like 4 months, like heavily, but Amber was sending Danielle's photo to other girls that Amber was talking to, and Amber was also sharing with Danielle a bunch of things and photos and details about the other girls that Amber was talking to. So how is it, and this seems to be a long-standing pattern, right? So how exactly is it that people keep saying that they feel like they can talk to her and they feel like they can tell her things? It just doesn't it doesn't seem that way to me, not from everything you're telling me. It's all like contradictory, right? Because normally it would be like, oh yeah, well Amber just put on a mask at first, but they were only seriously talking for 4 months, and it doesn't seem like it was very long before this started happening. Before Danielle was being told that Amber was no, it was even when Amber was still living with Jade and they were still fighting that Amber allegedly showed Jade Danielle's photo and was bragging and telling Jade about X, Y, and Z. So it's like, how? No, no, it wasn't just a mask or anything that happened just like later. All of this stuff should have been very quickly made apparent. And seems like it did happen pretty quickly. So what the fuck is all this other bullshit? I don't know. I don't know. Just inconsistencies. I can't help but notice this shit. Yeah, and again, but we've seen the text messages. We've seen how Amber sets these things up, and the most that she does is just says things like verbatim, you know, you can talk to me, you can tell me anything, you can trust me. She just that's it. It's not like it's just not like she's not a masterclass manipulator. I think these people just got in a really vulnerable point in their lives and they maybe just can't admit that they got fooled that easily.
It definitely started like as a texting buddy.
Easy to fool someone, but really hard to convince them that they were fooled or something. I can't remember exactly the saying.
And just kind of spiraled from there. But it was mostly an escape from my reality. And you know, in that moment, it didn't necessarily feel like that until I got out of that situation. You know, I've had time to look back and realize, you know, that I think that's fucked up of what I did. You know, essentially, I kind of led someone on for my own benefit. But I mean, that's also what Amber does to everyone around her. You know, not saying that's okay or that's the type of person I want to be. Um,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that 100%. I mean, granted I haven't seen the conversations or I wasn't there, but if Amber was also being like super upfront, like, hey, I'm talking to all these other people romantically, and every single time she gives you like, she tries to give you like this ultimatum, like, if you don't, someone else will. And then she's like, well, I don't love you, and it would never work because of X, Y, and Z, then that doesn't really sound like leading her on. And like, I don't know. I don't know. Granted, I wasn't there, just kind of I don't know. I'm just wondering how much of a reliable narrator this person is.
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah.
Um, so it was never really romantic. It was kind of just like friendly. So
It definitely got like romantic to the point where it's embarrassing. Um, you know, hey, I'll give
This is all very obvious to me. There's no way Amber would have offered to move her in if it wasn't at this point of intimacy, shall we say.
you some tea. I've heard her moan. Unfortunately,
I think after Beck, also that's foul. That's so foul. That just sunk in what she was just said. Foul. What the fuck was I saying? God damn it. Oh yeah, yeah. After Beck, I don't think there's any possibility of Amber ever entering into another relationship where there's no physical intimacy ever again, unless it was like dire, unless it was absolutely dire and she like needed a place to stay.
and it's like, oh my god, looking back. So it definitely did, you know, and that kind of went into the part of escaping the reality. It started off friendly. We all know she moves super quick, and it was just kind of a fun thing for me. I cared for her as a person at that time. I knew there was never any hopes of having a relationship. That's not what I wanted. That wasn't the end goal. It was kind of a just, This is crazy. Oh my God. Might as well just, I haven't talked about this in a long time.
Might as well just what? Might as well just what? No, I don't get it. Sorry, I'm not seeing it.
So going back through it, it's kind of unbelievable that that was even part of my life. And I think anyone that gets involved with Amberlynn, if you're somewhat sane, you're going to be embarrassed afterwards.
If you're somewhat sane, you don't get involved with Amberlynn. Sorry, girl. Like, maybe do some therapy first, and then you can say that.
You know? But, yeah, I mean, yeah, how can you not? I mean...
You can't sit with us. You can't sit with us.
Look at her. Everything she's done, general, and look at her. So, yeah, it unfortunately did get somewhat romantic towards...
Oh, wait. No, and double what the fuck, because if you were already in, like, something of an abusive relationship, and you knew Amberlynn and you knew X, Y, and Z, shouldn't you have, like, heard about Casey at any point? That was a huge deal, and people have made it a huge deal since it fucking happened. So you just didn't know about that, or you chose to believe Amberlynn despite all the other people who had come out at that point and all the other evidence that was there? Like, I'm starting to think she just wanted to cheat.
end.
But like, you always knew in the back of your mind.
She just thought it would be exciting to cheat with Amber for some fucking reason. I don't know.
That you were never going. This was maybe just like having fun.
Yeah, I told her. Yeah, and that's what I was, at least up front. I told her is like, your life is...
Okay, so if you told her that, then you couldn't have been leading her on either. I don't think we can trust this person.
Very different than mine, and there's just no way
they're trying too hard to, like, make themselves sound good. When at the end of the day, it's like, no, none of this sounds good. I don't think there's any way to spin it. Even if you were in an abusive relationship and you were vulnerable, even if, at that point, after Beck, after Jade, after all that, and you still got involved, nah, no.
Your life is very different than mine, and there's just no way that's ever going to work. Even if you were the perfect person, even if all of these things aligned, your life situation, the situation you're in, that's just not something that I want to be a part of. I was okay, like, texting and kind of having that parasocial relationship. I did not want to take it into, like, Jade or Emily territory. Couldn't pay me $1 million to move in. And I'm sure that she would have let me quit my job and move in if that was, but I'm like, I do not want that. I was kind of just looking for some fun. The person I was with, I knew it was a way that, like, I didn't want to do it in real life. I didn't want to go out and do that. And she was kind of a person that was just there at that time. And it worked out for, I think it was probably 3 months or so until Erica got into the picture, and then I cut ties and was like, this is like too much. I can't do this anymore.
What I was about to say was, it seems like there are a lot of similarities between your situation.
But why? What about Erica entering the picture did it for you? The other people weren't already too much? Abby wasn't too much? What the fuck?
And Erica's situation, like, kind of unhappy in your relationship, looking for something to do, looking to have a little bit of fun, looking to kind of just poke around. But maybe Erica was a little bit more serious and entertaining the idea.
Oh, no, I know I've seen Erica, I've seen their texts back and forth. Like, Erica was super into her, unless she was just saying those things to get attention. I don't know. But from what I've seen, Erica was definitely into Amber, like, hardcore. And Erica was absolutely fucking crazy too. So
okay.
Amber was being real about that, about her. I mean, Erica straight up was scary. I told Amber, like, if I were you, I would move on. I know you've got other people in your DMs. They might not be buff like her, but I think she's gonna cause problems. And so, but yeah, I mean, sort of same situation, you know.
How do I feel about that? I don't know. I need to I always I want to revisit the Erica and Brittany interviews that Jordy did. I know forever ago I did that whole video on um Apathetic Facts' coverage because Apathetic Facts had received a ton of voice notes from Erica and Brittany, and I definitely covered those. But there was also a couple interviews that went on Jordy's channel. I want to cover those again.
There's a little bit of different variables, but ultimately, yeah, unhappy, looking for escape, but might not want to do it in real life. So people go to the internet. So yeah, unfortunately, I can compare myself to.
Yeah, and sorry, just to interrupt. Erica was the one who called Amber like a master manipulator, and she works with inmates all day, and she's never met anyone as manipulative as Amber. But we have also seen plenty of text messages, and Amber's level of manipulation is not that high. It's not. It's not. It's just not. I'm sorry.
To Erica and that.
So Amber Lynn hasn't really been very forthcoming about her relationship with Jade, and this is kind of where you first started talking to her. Was her relationship with Jade pretty chaotic? I mean, we don't really know because I mean, Amber Lynn is usually the person to say it was all their fault, it was all their fault, but she's the one instance where she never really talked about that relationship at all. Do you know why that relationship failed or why it was so dysfunctional?
I don't know why it failed. I didn't ask too many like personal questions. I had some conversations while Amber was still living with Jade, and they had just broken up. And I kind of got to be in the background during a couple of their fights, just listening. It sounded. I still don't really know. I think Jade potentially was just kind of in that relationship for other benefits. But
Oh,
I think it was, yeah.
like
I
financial?
don't know. Well, so what was interesting was
I mean, that is what everyone kind of says and thinks, and I don't know, we're going through Jade era right now, right? And the first thing that came to mind is this stupid like Amazon game, quote unquote, that they were doing where they each buy like one thing every day a month or something. I can't even fucking remember. It was stupid and obviously a lie because she included them talking about it off camera. And it just seemed like an excuse for Jake to spend Amber's money.
and no, I saw in the chat.
Also, the car.
I'm not in healthcare, by the way. I do not do any healthcare. I work in the trades, so you can be a total degenerate in the trades. So when
What? Just because you work in the trades and there's a lot of degenerates doesn't make it okay for you to also be a degenerate. Fucking weirdo.
Jade and Amber broke up, as soon as Amber started talking to me, Jade all of a sudden then wanted Amber back.
Yes.
But that's because Amber, I told Amber not to do this to like, hey, this is between us. She would go show Jade our conversations, and she would go show Jade photos of me to what I'm guessing to make Jade jealous. And Jade would get absolutely furious, and that's actually why she decided not to take Amber to freaking where does fucking Oklahoma. Is because she got.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it made Jade jealous. It sounds like it made Jade finally officially be done and not take Amber back after all. So, yeah, that plan really worked. Also, that sounds very familiar to what Amber was doing to Crystal when she was getting with Destiny. Like going on FaceTime, hanging in front of Crystal, being like, this is my girlfriend, she's coming soon. And like just essentially just showing Destiny off to Crystal. And I'm sure that didn't help their relationship either.
So pissed off at Amber still talking to me. And so Jade's like, yeah, either you stop talking to her or I'm not going to do this and this for you. So I honestly think Jade just got fed up with Amber's shit. I don't think a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it made her jealous at all. It sounds like it made her even more fed up and realize just how awful Amber actually is. And then to that effect, I'm like, were they actually in a poly relationship then? Because I thought, I don't know, everyone has their rules. Everyone has their own rules, whatever.
A lot of people can tolerate living with her for that long.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
only
it was
had
2 years.
It was 2 years, and just from what I experienced, just with texting, I think unless you're someone that wants someone really cleany and wanting that neediness, I think that was just it was a lot. So,
So you were
but
kind
I
of
still
used as a
don't.
bargaining chip.
Yeah, it was weird, and I told her very much that I was like, I do do not like that whatsoever. I don't think that's okay. I don't want any part of that. Like, I'm not here to stir the pot.
Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. But that would have been right at the beginning because that would have been right at the beginning of them starting to talk. So how are you going to still sit here and be like, "Yeah, she was nice and kind and whatever," when this is clearly so manipulative and you said you don't like it and she did it anyway. That had to have been right at the beginning of your guys' little fucking thing based on the timeline.
Between you two, and if that's the case, I'll go. And she would beg, no, no, no. I'll tell her it's over. So I was used as a bargaining chip. There was a fight that got so bad. I mean, I heard them just absolutely screaming at each other. And I was like, you should maybe go get some fresh air, Amber. She went out.
And we know what that fucking sounds like thanks to LCU now. And everyone was immediately like, oh my god, I bet that's what she does during arguments. Well, here you go. Absolutely. There was no way that she didn't, though. We already knew.
She actually went outside.
It's just always like getting confirmation of something, even if it's from this unreliable narrator. And I think it's obvious that they just, at this point, after hearing everything they've had to say, because not everything here is just lining up. It's just not lining up all the way.
And
Because at first, I feel like I've gone kind of through a journey so far. Because at first, I was like, oh my god, was she really that vulnerable and that abused that she just didn't realize how bad Amber Lynn was at the start? And now I'm just like, as she keeps talking, I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. She did say herself, to be fair, too, that she just wanted some fun with Amber Lynn. So, and I think that might just be more of what the truth is. I think that might be more what the truth is.
I was like, I just don't know what to do. I'm in love with two people, and I'm like, we'll probably pick the person that's actually going to stay with you, because I'm not going to be moving in or anything. And I actually offered. That was around the time where she had to ask Alexis to potentially drive her, and I offered to, because I felt like it was my fault that Jade took that away. So that's actually, I did offer because I felt responsible for that. So
Why? See, that's what I mean. Why would you feel at all responsible if it really is all just what you said and you told Amber not to do it? Why?
I'm like, if worse comes to worse and you really need to move, I'll help you do that, because I feel bad. I never personally talked to Jade. I mean, she kind of screamed something at me from the background, but yeah, that was messy for sure.
Huh. So I'm curious, like what would indicate to you or suggest to you that Jade potentially was in a relationship with Amber, just kind of looking to be taken care of? Because we were told a very different thing by Amber Lynn. She worked many jobs. She was ambitious. She was a hard worker. I mean, Jade got tattoos. She got a car. She got new shoes. She got a lot of stuff when she was living with Amber Lynn. Are you just kind of going off of that?
Yeah, I think I put two and two together, especially after, I mean, I think this relationship that she has with Emily is kind of a tell all for me that if you're willing to stick with that, and Emily gets some benefit out of it, that the only reason I think that anyone's going to be with Amber or talk to her is because they're benefiting in some way, not because it's actual. And it's mean to say, because she is at the end of the day is still a person, and there's someone out there that would love it, love her. But I mean, Jay got a free.
Oh god. And what were you getting out of it, Danielle? Just tone pecks? Is that really all you were in it for? How gross.
Ride.
If this were one of those Reddit stories where it's like, who's the asshole, I would say everyone. Everyone's the asshole.
You know, she got a freaking car, like you said. She got tattoo, Jordans, all those shoes. I mean, for someone that's wanting to skate on by, like that's if you don't truly care how that person feels, I mean that's a pretty good gig. So I I truly can't imagine Jade was with her because it was actual love. I think it was what probably a lot of people want to be with her for is the benefit with Amber. Well, not anymore, you know, but back then, hell, she would
Now she's saying that she truly has nothing. Truly has nothing to offer. Not even the money anymore.
have taken in any woman and like Becky, you don't have to work, just hang out with me, buy you whatever you want. You know, that's appealing to some people. Maybe Jade just wanted to kind of take a break for a couple years but no, I don't think she was with her because it was actual love by any means.
Okay. Let's move on to kind of how you started to kind of get taunted and toyed with a little bit by Emily. So you mentioned that Emily was making accounts with your profile pictures and kind of fucking with you.
Yeah. That was not. I mean, like maybe 6 months ago or so.
And why would she want to do that so recently?
Well, because I don't know why, because I wouldn't even say I have a relationship with Amber at this point.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 years since there's been anything of an inkling of romantic relationship. But Amber, I don't know why she likes doing this. When she first got with Emily, she kept showing her photos of me.
Oh, well, she did that because she wanted to make it look like she had something going on.
I know. Yeah, I know. She's like, well, look at this person that was into me. And look, she still talks to me. She still checks in. That's actually what it was. Amber told me that.
Huh. And wasn't there a point in time, just way, way later on during the Emily Amber relationship era saga, where there was, in the texts, it was Emily was mad that Amber was talking to her again?
Herself. She's like, yeah, well, I did show Emily photos of you, and she got really upset and really mad. I'm like, why the hell would you do that? Why would any sane person do that?
Cause once again, she thought it was gonna do something good for her, and you think she would have fucking learned from the last time, but apparently not. I mean, she never learns from any goddamn mistake because nothing's ever her fault.
What if you get in a relationship, you're not going to say, hey, look at my previous ex, or look at this person I was talking to. So I'm like, okay. So she flaunted me to Emily when they first got together. And it was, oh, man, the timelines are kind of hard to keep track of. But Emily actually messaged me directly on Instagram, probably about like 4 months in them to being together.
Okay.
And she said, why are you talking to Amber? What are your intentions? And I was like, I don't have any intentions with Amber. I don't.
And I feel like Emily knows to say that because Emily's intentions are always, looks over glasses, what they are.
I'm not looking to be her best friend. Amber knows that I watch Girl World. She knows that I keep up on stuff.
Yeah, but also, as you yourself just said, Danielle, no one really gets involved with Amber unless they're looking to get something out of it. So I feel like Emily is also kind of valid for asking the question, according to you and your rhetoric.
Check in with her time to dime, and it's purely that. And she did not believe me whatsoever. And I kind of told Emily off because I one think Emily's just
Well, why are you checking in? If you really feel how you just fucking said, and then no one gets involved with Amber unless they have something to gain, then what's your goddamn problem? Why are you checking in? Why?
a horrible person. And I'm like, no, that's not my intentions. And two, you're one to talk, you know? So after we had that conversation, my friend reached out to me and showed me that YouTube account. But
Yeah.
before that, Emily had, I noticed in your, it was in her live streams, and it was a couple of times in your chat, and then I pretty much only watch you as a reactor, but I know it was from other people, other chats too, because I got told that Emily made fake profiles, and she would say, Amber, I love you so much. Love from the place I live and the type of dog I have, and would say like things like that. So she pretended to be me and would talk to Amber saying, I love you so much. I miss you. And so it got to the point where that's why now I'm speaking out, because she hasn't done anything as far as I'm concerned since I got that YouTube channel taken down. But she was the only person that I don't think Alexis would do that, because I don't think Alexis really gives a fuck.
I don't think that Alexis cares.
I don't think I don't think she cares.
No, it's definitely very Tommy coded. That's so odd. Sorry I haven't said anything in a minute. Just like, just I just wonder what was Tommy's goal by doing that? Was she trying to get Amber to reach out to Danielle and say something, and then she would be able to see that message or something? I don't know. I don't know. That's very, very odd. But there's absolutely a reason, I'm sure of it, and it's got to be some kind of weird fucking game.
I think after you're her friend for a bit. So I'm like, honestly, the only one that's relevant right now would have to be Emily. And I know Amber told her these things because Amber told me she told Emily those things, and that Emily was furious and Emily hates me and is super jealous.
Howdy again, y'all. This is just another point where I feel like I have to jump in because just something about this particular thing, it just isn't sitting right with me, and I didn't make any comment at the time, and I still don't really fully understand what exactly it is that's throwing me off. But there is just also something about the fact that Danielle at this point has to know that if Emily is so jealous and hates her, that it has to be because of Amber Lynn. Because of Amber Lynn showing off the photo. I don't remember if it's been said yet, but at some point she describes like specifically how Amber would show like Amber would show Danielle other photos from like Abby, and it was always in an attempt to make Danielle jealous and angry, get a rise out of them. And so if Danielle knows that and knows that that's potentially the cause of Tommy spreading like her personal information via these extra like sock accounts allegedly, then why is she still continuing to reach out to Amber Lynn? Why? The even listening to this again for a second time, I don't get it even more unless there's just something that she's not telling us.
And so this is still speculation, but I'm pretty positive. And so Amber, that's when I messaged Amber being like, hey, someone's making fake accounts. You need to tell Emily to stop, because that's where I draw a boundary. That's not okay. I don't want you thinking I'm reaching out to you saying I love you, or that I'm watching everything you post. But I haven't heard from Emily since that first conversation we had. And Emily totally, of course, is I'm not a feeder. I really do love her. I have her best intentions in mind. That's no one really knows me. I'm just like, all right, bullshit. Talk to you later. I haven't talked to her since, but
Oh my god. Well, it sounds like
I,
she was just trying to establish dominance. Like,
I, yeah. Well, looking back too, I'm like, well, why would she create fake YouTube accounts to talk to Amber, thinking it's me? And I'm like, I think she was trying to trap Amber, or like making sure, like, no, Amber really does love me, because look, she's not
oh.
talking, she's not answering Danielle. Oh, look, even if I pretend to be Danielle, she's not interested. And multiple times Amber was like, I wouldn't wouldn't talk to me because Emily wouldn't let her. So I think it's all Emily, yeah, as dominance, control, but also I think to make sure that Emily knows, like, I've got Amberlyn around my fingertip. Like,
Wait, do-
even
Mm-hmm.
as that as dominance, control, but also I think to make sure that Emily knows, like, I've got Amberlyn around my fingertip. Like, even
Mm-hmm.
as
mm, I think that I am personally just leaning maybe more towards the entrapment aspect of it, because I'm sure that Emily knows that she has Amber wrapped around her finger, but also doesn't Emily understand that Amber is always going to talk to other girls on the side? That's just what she does. That's just what her behavior pattern is. Even if it's not Danielle, it'll be someone else. And she'll say they're just friends, but her and Danielle were apparently just friends too. And I think Emily is also probably like highly concerned about cheating because she is also cheating and she knows that. And that's, it's so typical. It's just so typical for the cheater to be hyper vigilant about the other person cheating, and they're both cheating, so they're just both hyper vigilant as fuck.
girl that she was super in love with, blah, 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 look, she still wants me. So, and that's where I'm like, kind of why I eventually spoke up, because I'm like, man, I'm tired of Emily having a say in things.
Hi again. Sorry, but everything aside, literally everything aside about Amber and Emily and everything we know that's toxic about them, what the hell does she mean she was tired of quote unquote Emily having a say in things? Because no matter who they are, I don't think many of us are like super cool with our significant others talking to someone who they were previously romantically intertwined with and try to use their photos and use them to make you jealous. And yeah, I don't think anyone would be okay with that. And also, like, why does she think that she has a say in something? It's just weird. It's all so weird. And I hope that when I upload this that everyone else is on the same page because I'm feeling like a little bit crazy.
So,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sure.
it's the whole concept of isolating the person that they're looking to abuse. She doesn't want you being able to speak to Amberlyn because you might tell her something that would make her realize that Emily's toxic. I mean, really, what I'm taking from all of this is that Emily's pretty fucking crazy and she'll do things that really aren't
I mean, yeah, pretty much. No matter what the reason actually is, yeah. Yep.
necessary to do in order to further her agenda.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, she's a 30-year-old woman and still doing things like that. I think that says a lot in itself. But, Amber has a part to play too. I told Amber,
While Amber's also doing things like that.
because at the end of the day, as much as Amber is absolutely infuriating, disappointing, and just I don't want to see her fail. I don't want to see anybody get abused. I don't want to see anyone taken advantage of. And I have
Yeah, whatever, but this is Amberlyn we're talking about. Remember everything that she's done. I know it takes a while because there's so many things and the list is so long, But at what point is it just karma? At what point is it just reaping what you've sown? At what point do we stop feeling bad for people who have done false R allegations, allegedly, who've lied extensively, repeatedly about family members who've done nothing but try to be there for them and support them, who do mail, allegedly, against their own family members and put their allegedly life in at risk just to try to get their drug addict mother into a home where there's children. Like, and that's not to mention Rarity, not to mention Gracie, not to mention all the laundry list of people she's emotionally, physically, allegedly abused. Like, I can't feel bad for this person anymore, and I just can't care that they're dating someone like Emily when it's also just something they're willingly choosing to do for no reason. They apparently have all these other people lined up on the side. But yeah, whatever. It's just whatever at this point. I'm just here to see what happens. Just here to finish the puzzle. That's it.
Stood my stance on Emily and about that whole relationship from the very, very beginning with Amber, that I'm like, absolutely not supportive of that. I think you need to run a million miles away from her. She does not have good intentions. And I know Emily knows I think that. But Amber,
Funny how everyone thinks that. Even all the other people that Amber was talking to, and they're like, apparently, for some reason, for their own reasons, whatever, don't want to see how terrible Amber Lynn is, but they're all telling Amber Lynn that this other person is even, I guess, even worse.
she doesn't care. You could give her all the facts right to her. She's delusional. So,
it's to the point. Well, I mean, you won't choose her. I mean, no one will choose her. So really, the only person right now.
I mean, yeah, Abby wouldn't choose her, Danielle wouldn't choose her, Erica wouldn't choose her, Jade left. Yeah. And it despite whatever she may actually think about her own statement about people not really getting involved with Amber Lynn unless they have something to gain, you know.
That is actively choosing Amber Lynn, and even though they don't live together, is Emily.
yeah, I don't know if I'm sure a lot of people on the chat, and I'm not reading the chat anymore because it was starting to get to my head. Someone actually nice was like, don't let the chat get to you. If you've ever seen like My 600-Pound Life before, if you see a lot of those people and their spouses, it's the people like Emily. It's they take what they can get, and most, so at this point, Amber, I think truly is out of options of
Yes.
who, and it's, I think that's regardless if you like Amber or you don't like Amber. Any sane adult, I think, would, choose a partner that has something to offer, and she doesn't. But that's just, once you get to this point in life, where she's at, it really just, you have to, it's either you're alone or you take what you can get, and it's gonna, if it's not Emily, guarantee you.
Amber's only 35, by the way. That, like, damn. Imagine getting called basically washed up by this person who doesn't even have the agency to not get involved with Amber Lynn.
The next person's going to be like Emily.
Yes. Yes.
I have no doubt that, like, the days of having someone like Becky,
Is that why Amber kind of refuses to leave Emily? Because she knows that if it's not Emily, it's going to be another person just like her, and or worse, maybe? Like, oh god, with those types of people, it probably could be worse.
Like Destiny, those are over, in my opinion. I don't think that's ever going to happen for her, and that's her fault.
Unfortunately, I do agree.
At the end of the day.
Or fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it.
I even tried, when we first started talking, I don't know if you remember the vlog where she got that lamp and she was so proud of herself for putting it together.
Yes.
I got her that lamp.
Okay, that was you.
That was me. I bought.
I don't remember said lamp.
her that lamp because she kept telling me how I really wish I had pictures in my apartment, but I can't hang them up because I don't know how to. And I'm like, okay, well, that's absolutely.
What the fuck does she mean she doesn't know how to hang up a photo? This is pathetic, Amber. Amber, you were like 35 playing this helpless little poor me. I've never gotten to do anything. I just need someone to help me. It's not gonna work anymore. Girl, you gotta get a new script. You got to. You have to. There's no other choice that's not working at this big age. What do you mean you don't know how to hang up a photo? No one's going for that at this age. We're not children anymore. That's the helpless act. It's not gonna work. It might work on a man.
Absolutely ridiculous. You need a nail and a hammer. You can be 600
Not even, dude. Get a fucking command strip.
pounds and hang up a picture. Like, you don't. So I'm like, and she kept saying, I wish I had a lamp because I always have to leave the bright lights on. I'm just like, girl, you've got the money. Buy a phone.
Go on Amazon, buy a lamp. Why does she do this? What is with the helpless act? Why does she do it still? Amber, you have to understand that it's not. Ugh, it's so infuriating.
Fucking lamp. She wouldn't. So I bought her that lamp and was like, put this together. I promise you can, and you'll feel better after you do it. So I bought her that snake plant because she's like, I've never had a real plant. I've never had to actually take. So I got her.
Didn't wifey have plants in the apartment? Did we not just go over a vlog where she bought rocks, a bag of fucking rocks that looked like they came from outside for this alleged plant? Was that just fake then? Because she was sitting trying to act like it was real.
That plant and the lamp, hoping maybe it would inspire something in her, you know?
No, that's not what it is. And she already knew goddamn well that she could get plants, that she could hang her own shit up. She just wanted you to come in and always feel obliged to help her. She needs to, like, but it's not gonna work anymore, especially with these stupid things.
Didn't at all. And I guess when
I feel like I noticed that so bad during Wifey Era when I first started this channel, just from the fact that when she was like, when she got the painting things and she was so excited because she had quote unquote never painted on an easel before. And even then, I was like, did she just do all this just so the other person has to come in and like save her and fix it? And then like something.
when I told her that I was like, hey, this is too much, she threw those away. She said she chucked the snake plant and put the lamp in the dumpster.
Okay, I distinctly remember around this time that somebody got her a stuffed dinosaur. Was that you?
That wasn't. No. I only ever got her that snake plant and that like kind of mid-century modern lamp that she got.
Okay.
That's the only thing I ever gave Amber.
Also, wait, something else just clicked for me. Why is she still fucking begging for gifts? Like she did back in Facebook era when she was first getting Julia and Casey and Crystal on the line. Why is she still begging for fucking gifts?
Okay. I assumed back then that was Erica, but I guess Erica didn't come after.
Erica was around the same time as me.
Oh, so she was just kind of having like multiple 50% relationships.
So she had me, Abby, and Erica, all three at the same time. And
Okay.
I don't know if it was the same for them, but Amber gave me the whole scoop. She would share photos, she would share their messages to me. So I know all about Abby, all about Erica. But so yeah, she had all of them, all three people at the same time, just kind of going back and forth. And that's something she'd be like, well, if you're not going to commit, Erica is. Oh, well, Abby's kind of interested. So I doubt it was Abby because she was so young. I don't think she did. It was probably Erica, Erica.
Okay, there you go. She knew about Abby, and she knew that Abby was so young, and Amber had not spun to her that Abby had lied about her age. And you were still involved with her when she's taking advantage of vulnerable people? There has to be something else that she's just not telling us about why she really got involved with Amberlynn. There's got to be something else. There has to be.
Was really, from the messages, really into Amber. So.
Oh my god. And then trying to turn you against one another, like getting messages like, oh.
Yes,
That's what she does now with the Discord.
Amber would text Erica. Amber would send. I don't know if this is true because I didn't see it, but Amber did say, like, I told Erica what we talked about last night, or I sent Erica a photo of you, and I'm like, what? And vice versa to me, but it never worked on me because I didn't have intentions of being in a long term or down the road relationship with Amber. So I was like, oh, okay.
Amber really just wants people to fucking fight over her, doesn't she? How pathetic. How deeply goddamn pathetic. All this like should do to a normal person is just push them away, because it's like, oh, what do you mean you're interested in another person and you're not just talking to me? That would immediately just turn off, pushed away, all feelings gone out the window. I'm done. Like, like, okay, so go be with that other person then. You're not gonna fucking put an ultimatum on me, stupid.
Hey, cool, tell me this. But yeah, so she would kind of pit everyone against each other. Well, look what this person said to me. So if you don't want to talk to me for 23 hours a day, well, this person's going to.
And
that was the thing. If you're with Amber, you've got to be beck and call at your phone.
Yeah. I mean, how many years have we been hearing this?
See, and that's why with the whole like Tommy Amber thing when they were on panel together, even if like they had known X, Y, and Z, whatever, Tommy was still always going to be in trouble because she didn't answer Amber's text.
I mean, Destiny would go on break 10 years ago. She knew when Destiny had a 15-minute break. She said, if you don't go out to your fucking car and talk to me on your lunch, we're through.
Oh yeah, no, and absolutely. You know, she didn't do it to the full extent just because I didn't have anything to lose. But I mean, it was FaceTime me, text. One night I ended.
I wonder if that's part of the reason why Amber was so obsessed with Danielle for so long, is because she could never get Danielle like on the hook.
Up because sometimes I have to work really long hours just with being in the trades, which trades can encompass electrician, plumber. You do work long hours, you know. I had worked a really long shift. I fell asleep, and she FaceTimed me, tried to FaceTime me. I think it was over 20 times, and I'm a heavy sleeper, so I slept through it. And that's when my partner answered and was like, who the fuck are you? She's like, well, I'm Amberlynn. Who are you? And Amberlynn goes, I just want to let you know, Danielle and I are in love, and she's going to make a choice, and she needs to make a choice, whether it's you or me, and I know she's going to choose me.
I don't know whether or not to believe it, but I want to, and I can.
And my partner at the time, who I would say the word, I say partner because we had been together for so long, but my girlfriend, we really hadn't been together for probably 4 years at that time. But she was still very controlling. And so she hung up on Amber and was like, who the fuck is that fat chick messaging you? Like, what the hell? She was more astounded by, like, what the fuck was that? And I was so... Oh, and I told her everything. You know, I was totally honest. I was like, this is what's going on. Amber denied though. Amber, so the person I was with, I will say, as crappy as they were, they were always very honest, and she told me exactly what Amber has said to her. Like, we're in love, we're going to get together, and Danielle's going to make a choice, and she's going to choose me. So my girlfriend at the time wakes
It just sounds like something she would say. It really does.
me up, like, what's going on, tells me what Amber said. I talked to Amber the next day, and she's like, no, your girlfriend's lying. I never said that. I never did that. I would never say you have to choose. I'm like, okay, well, I know I've known this person for 10 years.
Okay, well, now I believe it. I definitely believe it because that was Amber's way of trying to make them fight and sow discord among them. Because I think Amber really, 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 really liked Danielle simply because she never. Because she was always the one on the hook and Danielle wasn't, and she wanted the roles to reverse. She wants to. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
And they don't lie. I've only talked to you ever through a phone. And so I that's actually probably what got me to like really back off was how freaking needy. And also just it's one of those things, she's never had to have a real job. She doesn't know.
Not the lying? I swear to God, when she said, I swear she was about to say, that's one of the things that really made me back off was the lying. But no, she says the neediness, not even the lying.
What it's
Girl.
like to pull a 10-hour shift and only have maybe a 15-minute break, you know? And it was like, it really was dealing with a like 5-year-old. And I was like, I cannot do this anymore.
So it stopped being fun for you.
Oh yeah, it became work. It became at the end me being like,
So why do you keep reaching out then?
like, no, I'm working. Sorry, or I can't talk right now, or this or that. And that's when, you know, ultimately she chose Erica because Erica was okay giving her that time for a little bit at least. But I tried to end it on good terms just because, you know, at the end of the day, Amber didn't necessarily do anything, in my opinion, really shitty to me, you know.
Girl, come on. Raise your goddamn standards. Holy fuck.
So I was like, this is just not going to work out. I hope the best for you, but I don't want to be involved like this anymore. And that's where, like, literally next day, me and Erica are together.
Yeah. Oh well, she went with who would make a commitment.
See, that's interesting then though, because that means Danielle was first choice. Danielle was always like first fucking choice.
Man.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure she knew. She, you know, as much as she likes to say she thought they weren't together, she totally knew they were together. I mean, she doesn't care, you know. So, yeah, it was. I mean, that was a whole. I think it only lasted maybe like 4 months of like being heavily involved, like talking with her. And everything. And like I said, you know,
even with that short amount of time, so much had happened. I don't feel like that's. I just can't, like, based on everything she said, it seems like it was fucking apparent from the get go. And that she wasn't actually kind. She was just giving you a lot of attention. That's it. Just giving you a lot of attention. And that apparently that's all it takes for these people. I don't know.
every like maybe couple months, just like, hey, how's it going? Just one word response. You know, It's not that I don't want.
Kind of just keeping tabs on you.
Yeah, you know. So, but you know, the days.
No, it seems like the other way around with peace and love.
Of Emily, because I think what really, you know, and a lot of the chats probably like, well, why is Danielle now speaking out? This is so old, and it is, but still relevant because it's Amber. But my my aunt the other day goes, so Amber Lynn just popped up on YouTube, and you were named. What the hell is this? So I'm like, all right. So cat's out of the bag, and I was like, all right, you know what? This is what happened. I'm like, it's as soon as Emily kind of started fucking with my life, like cross those boundaries, because as much as I dislike Emily or those people, I'm not gonna.
Wait. So was it just some older video that popped up on the screen? Because when did that happen? It couldn't have been recently, unless it was somebody else's re-upload or somebody else's reaction. In which case, why is your aunt watching that? Your aunt's involved in Girl World too? Like,
Gonna do that, and I'm like, I at the very least cared that I
see again, I just feel like there's something missing here. There's something missing. There's something missing. There's something missing.
you know
You mentioned at the beginning of our conversation that you did a little bit of poo touching. Do you mean that in terms of just like chatting with Amber? Or did you like, because when I think of poo touching, I think of like dishonest behavior, like doxing, looking into people's stuff, like fucking with people.
oh no,
No, that's not. I don't think anyone else thinks of that when it comes to poo touching, Jord.
no. Poo touching to me is like Amber's the pile of poop, and I really got close to touching it.
Okay.
No, you were eating the poop. Stop. You were touching it. Talking to them is touching it.
No. If that's what that means, I've never doxed anybody. I've never shared personal information. Like I know Amber's address. And that's something that no matter what she did, I'm not going to share that.
Well, that would be illegal. So
That's something that I don't want to go to that level. At least I have that maturity, regardless of the bad decisions that
well, that would be illegal. It's not really maturity.
I made. That no,
I don't think you have much maturity. That's what I mean. Like, it feels like we're just missing so much context and, like, reasons why she actually did this in order to make herself just look better than what this actually is, what she actually was, and what her behavior was during this time.
I'm not touching the poo in that way. I just kind of touched the Amber Lynn poo. And no, I know
Kind of. Y'all were having tone pecks, you heard her moan.
everyone is curious. I never saw the legs. I did not see the legs.
Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting, actually. Wait, that's so fascinating. Because Amber, when she was getting with Destiny, was like, I have gone as far as to show her naked pictures of me to make sure she knows that I'm bigger. And Amber wanted. So is Amber just wanting these girls to move in with her and fool around with her and be X, Y, and Z with her without even like getting like a full scope of what she even fully looks like? Because that's kind of crazy. That's extra crazy.
I actually was curious, and I asked because I was like, okay, what is it about the legs? I'm like, come on, I've seen my 600-pound life. And something too I sympathize with Amber was my grandma was severely overweight and tried the whole weight loss thing. So like I kind of in the beginning where I was like, I'm not gonna judge, but no, she never shared the legs. I have seen some other things, but not the legs. Not
The Yitties. Just tell us.
not from the belly button down. I've never seen wait, hold on. I've never seen belly button down ever.
Oh my
Nope,
god.
nope. No, I did it. I did not.
I don't think without a selfie stick she could even show her.
So
Are you attracted to bigger women or?
no. I've actually
So what the fuck was the point then? What was the point? It can't was it how was it just for fun? How was it just like, oh, I know I'm never gonna meet this girl. Okay, so why Amber Lynn? Get on a fucking dating app and match with someone like across the country. Why? Why? There's something she's not telling us. There has to be. I'm sure of it. I'm certain. I'm so certain.
never dated anyone obese. Like all my girlfriends have been I would say in the relative normal weight range. I don't have a fear fetish or anything like that. I think originally what drew me to Amber, I was never attracted. I did not. Her body, no. I don't. I would not want to get near that. I don't want to know what it feels like or smells like or any.
So what was the point then? What was the fun? What genuinely what was the point? I just feel like she's not telling us everything.
Of that. Maybe if you do if you look through a little.
Seems like she's really long-winded and she sure as hell talks a lot, but as much as she's said, I feel like there's so much that she just hasn't said.
Pinhole at her face and kind of squint. It's maybe she's a little cute. Otherwise, no, I'm not. I'm not an Emily by
Okay, so you don't even think her face was pretty. What the hell was the point?
any means.
Gotcha. So, I mean,
And is Amber gonna come out with receipts of you being like, you're so beautiful, oh my god, you're so pretty, and oh, don't say that, you're so pretty, and X, Y, and Z? Is that gonna happen?
the one thing that I just wanted to ask real quick, and maybe you don't have anything to say to it, but when she would kind of play different games and she would talk to you and she would talk to Erica and she would talk to Abby and she would talk to even that guy at one point, Dalton. I mean, she was talking to Alexis. She was talking to multiple people and kind of playing you against one another and kind of just making it into a competition. She mentioned something about Abby being very young and coming from a household that wasn't approving of lesbian.
No, she didn't say she was very young. I think Alexis told us that, and Amber tried to lie and say that Abby lied about her age.
In relationships. Was that ever discussed at all? I mean, because she you kind of said that personal information was disclosed about people. I mean, did she tell you like the extent of her?
Oh yeah. I learned quite a bit about Abby. I know what Abby looks like. I know what kind of car Abby has. I know where the state they live in. Oh yeah, Amber's like, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe I've have this young girl. She's scared of opening up and coming out, but she really likes me and is considering it. So, oh yeah, she talked about Abby quite a bit. She would show me photos of Abby's vehicle at the time. I think to be like, oh, look what Abby has. I was just like, Amber, that's great for her. I don't know what you want, how the reaction you're wanting from me.
Really, it sounds like she's trying to make you jealous.
Oh my god. This is almost exhausting just to listen to and have to imagine, because I always come at pretty much all of these Amber situation things as if I were the person like experiencing this, but I just can't understand like the decision making process between even deciding to talk to Amber. I can't, even at my most vulnerable points, I feel like the bullshit is so easy to spot from a million miles away. So I feel like they're just, unless you're just truly, 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 truly naive about the world and the people in it, or you're just young, like I don't blame Abby, for example. Abby, I don't blame at all, because if they're super religious, they're probably also sheltered and they're struggling with their identity, and they're actually like a young, vulnerable person, no blame at all. But like Danielle says, when you're like 30 and she wants someone with life experiences, and I just don't see it. When you're this big age and you're still entertaining bullshit that like from people like Amber, what the fuck? What? Why?
She did all the time, but I would that was probably almost a daily. And that's actually, there's so much. We talked so much that Amber actually told me she wished I was jealous. That she likes when people want her and they're jealous over her. And that was something.
Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, obviously. She's obsessed with like feeling wanted.
I'm like, Amber, I'm not jealous. I don't care if you're talking to 100 women. I really do not care. And I'm like, if you want
Yeah, I think that's exactly why she got so obsessed then. She wanted to make you care.
to share this stuff with me, sure, but it's not invoking any type of reaction in me other than, ooh, I guess I'm getting some tea that no one is, right?
Yeah, you weren't playing the game.
No, I wasn't. No, and I told her that. I'm like, this isn't doing anything. But yeah, she told me quite a bit about Abby, and
Was it a Jeep?
Was like,
Did Abby drive a Jeep? Did Abby drive a Jeep?
No, you know what? She did it. She drove a truck.
Wow, okay.
Oh, that was probably
Oh, that's even better.
hot to Amber.
So I drove. Shut up. Listen, because I drove a truck too, and so Amber would be like, "Well, look at Abby's truck." I was like, "Oh, that's great."
This is this really what she sits around and does all day? No wonder she fucking loved Discord so much then. No fucking wonder she loves it so goddamn bad, because it's literally just this high school bullshit drama all day, every day for her.
Cool. I'm happy she has a truck. Like, okay.
And you know who also drives a truck?
And that's where, I definitely am at fault for all of this. I'm not saying by any means I'm better than anybody, because
Oh no, you've really tried to make it seem like that by saying at least I had the maturity enough to not expose her address. Like, as if that's a big fucking feat. Like, what do you want, a fucking cookie for that?
I think for a lot of it I stuck around because it was absolutely baffling and entertaining.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I mean, to an extent.
How entertaining can it really be, though, more than exhausting? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a good enough reason for me, because I do kind of assume that that's the only reason that Eric and Ricky don't go against her or say anything, and they just continue to why they continue to hang out with her as well. That's always the reason I assumed. And that they just never really liked Beck in the first place. So maybe I could accept that. But why the tone pecks? Why the moaning? Why the noodles? Why did you see anything from belly button up? Why? I don't know. I still have a lot of questions. Because Eric and Ricky weren't getting all involved with her like that.
I mean, Erica kind of said the same thing. It was something to do. It was fun.
Yeah, it was,
And there was kind of a blending of you.
I'm sorry, didn't you just say that you work and you're too busy or something? Is it just about the attention? You can't get attention anywhere else?
Having some interest, but not really. And it just, the lines got blurred. And
it's one of those things why people go on the internet and act as another persona or ways to escape reality. That's not.
No, that's different than this. I don't accept that. I don't accept you comparing this to role playing or playing video games or MMOs or any. I don't accept that at all, actually. This is weird.
What I'm doing now or who I am now, that was a very, very different situation in my life. But I mean, like, even with,
because it's one thing to like enjoy the drama. Like, this is a reality TV show for all of us. Girl, you were one of the cast members. You wanted to like be there. The fuck?
Erica, like, well, watch this video of her lifting this. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That good for her. She can lift 500
so
pounds.
Amber Lynn would frequently compare you guys and say, "Oh, well, this
all
is
the
what."
Time.
So
yes, and that's why I'm like, I told Amber, I was like, can you please stop sending these girls my photo? I'm like, why are you sending the pictures of me? Like, please don't do that, because.
And how old was Abby? Was she was 20, 19?
I think she was 20.
Okay.
Oof. So even worse than what I had said with my guess of 22. I don't know where I got 22 from then.
She was 20 and she was raised in a really, really Christian household. And I guess she had no. Oh no, Amber told me that Amber was the only girl that Abby ever had feelings for, and that Amber was so special that Abby was considering, coming out because of Amber.
Well, you're
So
so impressionable at that age.
yeah, I know. Especially if you have someone that's constantly like,
This is sick. This is this is foul behavior of Amber's. Foul.
hey, I'm listening to you. I'm here for you. I can support you. I can do this or that. Your brain's not even done
Yeah,
developing
no.
until you're 25, So,
And I mean, how fucked up is it that she's having, what she thinks is maybe her first relationship, and she has Amber Lynn in her DM saying, well, if you don't come out to your family, if you don't put yourself at risk by telling your religious family that you're a lesbian, then we can't
yeah.
be together.
Yeah, no, that's what it was.
I kind of doubt that it was even that. I'm sure Amber wanted maybe Amber wanted that to happen, but she was banking on the fact that her family wouldn't accept her, so then she wouldn't have anywhere to go and no family left. And then voila, bada boom, bada bing. Amber's got someone completely isolated, young, impressionable, moving in with her right from the get go. All the work's pretty much done for her. That would have been her dream.
I mean, in the beginning, it was for Amber, and this is what Amber told me, is that I was Amber's goal. I was the one that Amber wanted to get with, wanted to be with, and Erica was the first one next, and then it was Abby. So if I didn't work out, it was going to be Erica. And
How I think did I not say that there was like definitely like Danielle was the one that she wanted most, for sure.
if Erica didn't work out, it was going to be Abby.
And then if it wasn't
But
Abby, she was going to look for other options, which it did get
which,
to that point, and she found Emily.
yeah. So that's where we're at now. And you know, I as much as I'm just baffled by Amber, as we all are, it's one of those train wrecks you just can't look away from. That I
Yeah, that doesn't mean you touch the poo. That doesn't mean you eat the poo. That doesn't mean you exchange noodles. That doesn't mean you get involved.
I've said my stance on the whole Emily thing. That she that absolutely is a relationship that she does not need to be into. It's going to be her demise.
Yes.
That Emily's going to end up killing her, and I have no doubt about
Or the other way around.
that. I think if Amber's, and I know I'm on YouTube, so sorry if I said anything I'm not supposed to. But that Emily is the end all, and Amber, even Amber's mom knew about me, and Amber even, so it's.
Oh, her mom knew about you.
Amber seems to confide in her mom a lot about a lot of her romantic escapades. Again, I'm gonna bring it up again. I keep thinking about that one post, that one comment that Mama Lynn made on one of Amber's posts that was like, sleep with the angels, because Lord knows you slept with everyone else.
Oh yeah, her mom knew quite a bit about me.
Well, she wanted to show you off.
Oh, she showed me off to everyone. Yeah, everyone. Alexis knows what I look. Alexis, she would screenshot messages of me or my.
Well, Alexis is the reason that I knew that Amber preferred Danielle so much.
Photos, send them to Alexis. She showed me to her mom, multiple.
Does anyone know if there's any re-uploads of Alexis's old videos that she had made forever ago? I really, really, really want to go over those again. They were so juicy.
Times we had phone calls while Amber was in the car with her mom, and I said hi to her mom a couple times actually. And so that was something I brought up too. I was like, what is your mom? I mean, what does your mom think of all this? My mom's fine. She knows I'm loved and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, you're just delusional. There's no getting through to you. I'm just checking out at this point.
Alexis, I have had a great deal of communication with Alexis over the past couple years, and she knew a lot about, not necessarily personal information about you, but like she knew about the ranking system. She knew about how you were the best, like you were number one. And
And I don't know why, because I probably gave her the least amount of attention out of all those girls. I mean, and I was very upfront.
I think I think we got the answer. Basically, she didn't care and Amber really wanted her to care because that would mean that Amber won something really valuable just because it was hard to acquire, perhaps. No, I don't actually think that's true. Hey, hopping in again. But no, now that I've had more time to kind of sit on this and I've watched all of this a second time now, obviously, I think it's a lot more that Amber thinks that if she can make someone who doesn't care, then it kind of like fixes her childhood self in a way. It would like perhaps heal her childhood self because she couldn't get her parents to care. So it's kind of like, when people seek out situations in order to recreate like a traumatic scenario but have it end differently. Kind of like what I've talked about a little bit before, probably more articulately, but I do think that's kind of what this was in a sense. She wanted to take someone who didn't care and make them care and make them stand beside her, and then that would fix something inside of her. She thinks, maybe. Well, not that she thinks, but that she and like subconsciously is acting upon anyway.
With like, this isn't going to go the place you want it to go, but I don't know. So I never talked directly to Alexis, but Amber all the time told me I talked to Alexis about this. So Alexis probably knows. I mean, Emily probably knows more than anything now, but at one point Alexis definitely did. And I'm very thankful that, she's not a crazy fuck like Emily is and didn't share all my information and everything. So give her credit to that. But yeah,
Why are we giving out cookies for being normal, decent people who just do things that, or rather, don't do these things?
man,
So, in terms of age gaps, and I mean that's a pretty substantial. If they started talking when Amber was 33 and Abby was 20, I mean, she was maybe like
yeah.
a sophomore in college
Foul.
and everything. So, I mean, when Amber would talk to you about Abby, was it kind of like bragging, like, "Oh yeah, I bagged this young girl."
No, actually, it was never I bagged a young girl. It was I have someone that's willing to come out of the closet for me.
Ah.
It was never.
Well, yeah, she can't directly mention the age because then that shows exactly how predatory her behavior was actually, and how her not her behavior, her thought process.
Get this young chick that's interested into me. I don't actually like the age thing for her because I think Amber operates at probably like a 13-year-old level. So if anything, like Abby probably seemed
She still knows goddamn well that she's 30 fucking 5.
older to her.
Ah.
But no, it was always that.
I mean, Destiny always said that too, though. Just as an aside, that even though Destiny was 19 and Amber was 25, that she just always felt older than Amber. But then again, Amber's just putting on this helpless act, and it's very much an act. And that's what I like. Is she really operating from a place of being 13, or how much of that is really just a fucking act?
Well, look, this sheltered girl that I'm her first girl that she's really been into. That's actually what she played on. It was never the age, for her.
That's what I mean. She can't say that though because then it shows how predatory her mindset would have been, allegedly.
Or never once she brought up to me, at least.
It's almost as if Amber Lynn gets off on
It would make it way too obvious.
people making her feel special.
Well, yeah, I mean, because shit, if you're sitting in an apartment all day just waiting for your DoorDash order, I mean, of course, hearing like I might come out of the closet for you, that's gonna make their whole day. That's what they're gonna glom onto. So, of course, that's what Amber lives for
I mean,
because
did it ever even occur to her? Because there's some people that come out in religious families and they get kicked out of the house.
no, she doesn't. No,
Yeah, obviously, she's banking on it, counting on it. Then she has, like was just got done saying, I know there's no way that she didn't think about all of this. No way.
no, never. Never once did she think. And that's actually something I brought up too, was I actually
No, she probably sat and played dumb. Let's go ahead and listen.
was like empathetic towards Abby. You know, I came out when I was real young. I was 12. But that doesn't matter. I was like, you know, she has a different life, and you know that's something to take into account. It's not necessarily something you should be proud of because what she lives with her family. What if they kick her out?
You know, and
Typically, they
just
don't talk
thinking,
to her.
just talking to you right now, maybe that was the goal. If she could,
Oh,
if
Duh, sorry. I'm just like irritated by not irritated, just maybe just disgusted by this whole premise being reminded of Abby and that whole thing and just knowing the levels that Amber would stoop to.
she could isolate her from her family, then she would have to be reliant on Amber Lynn.
That's what I mean. Built in isolation.
yeah. You know what? Probably.
That's
I mean, she. Yeah.
See, like that's what I mean. This girl doesn't even like is she just naive? She just is that what it is? Is she just naive? Cuz there's no way you don't think about that and realize that about this person who's this manipulative. They've been doing X, Y, and Z, including to you, playing all these little fucking mind games, going back and forth. Come on. Come on. There's no way we don't see this.
I wouldn't put it past her.
I mean,
You
you
know,
peel
at
this
this
back like
point.
an onion, the layers. It's so manipulative and it's so evil.
It is. You know, it is. It's you know, after watching her videos and you get a lot of glimpses of that, but once you start talking to her, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I do not think Amberlyn is a smart person, but I do think she is smart in the ways of manipulating people. I do
No. Sorry, no. I think you're just naive. I'm sorry. Like I just no. Just no.
think she kind of knows how to get what she wants to satisfy like what she's looking for, and at the end of the day, she doesn't care what happens to other people. She doesn't care about anyone but herself.
Yeah,
You
because I
know
mean,
how that's going to pertain to her.
in this scenario, Abby comes out of her to her religious family. They say, "No, you're going to hell. We don't want anything to do with you." And
I
then
have to
say,
move in with Amber.
you DM Amber and say, "Hey," or Erica DMs her and says, "Hey, I'm willing to commit to you." Where does that leave Abby?
Exactly. That she's driving that big truck.
Nah, she would pick Abby, I think, in that scenario. Because like I just said, that's built in isolation, built in impressionable person because she's young. Just yeah.
Over to Amber's and taking Amber around in it. You know, and that's probably what
And you know what? If that did happen, if Amber did get that message, she would just cheat. Like she would just cheat.
Amber wanted because hey, who gives a shit about Abby's life falling apart if it means I get someone to hang out with me and stay here. And that was the same with me. Like she didn't know me. She truly didn't know who I was, and she was so willing to jump in to a relationship and just go right to the end goal without actually getting to know someone. You know.
Yeah, but she doesn't trust people easily. She just doesn't trust people, you guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
Yeah, this is really the behavior of someone who's been burned so many times before and not the behavior of someone who just does all of the burning.
She's a piece of work, you know. She's a piece of work, but she's at the core. It pretty easy to understand, you know.
Yes, so why the fuck were you talking to her at all during the end of Jade era? Like, so much had happened. It was already so apparent at that point what kind of a person she was. And you just said, like, after talking to her, you kind of get the same thing. And it's like, yeah, Yeah, so why do you keep talking to her? Why do you keep reaching out? It's so odd. It's so odd.
I mean, with all of this and all the mind games and all this, I mean, if she would just put in a little bit of effort, I think that she could achieve what she's trying to get. But she goes about it such an ass backward way.
Oh, I know. And you know what? That was actually, and that's something I said to you was my first ever message to Amber was me being frustrated because she did the whole, everyone hates me because I'm fat and this and that. I'm like, no one hates you because you're fat. They hate you because you blame everyone else for your problems. You don't take accountability, yada, yada, yada. If she, and I even win
And if that was your first ever message to her and you understood that, then what the fuck?
we were talking on friend terms. I many times. Like if you put the energy that you do into your own personal care, you will have results. You will get places. Like no one else is holding you back but you. And she's just I probably know a lot just because I watched all those My 600 Pounds Life. I watched those like interventions too, like all those things, interest in psychology. And I'm like, I think it's one of those, she's someone that had a traumatic upbringing, which I don't think anyone can say she didn't, but she's never got.
No, I don't think anyone sits around and says that she doesn't. It's just the fact that in my opinion, allegedly, whatever, the fact that she is lying about some of it, and it's provable. It's provable.
Help for it, and now she's just gonna always be a victim.
Alright, I think I'm gonna skip ahead at this point. The recording's so long, I feel like I'm gonna end up cutting a lot of the long-windedness in editing, but let's see if there's anything else.
Oh, if you want to read out like any questions, not one time talking to her did she ever walk Twinkie.
You think it's just pee pads?
Oh yeah.
That is heartbreaking, actually. That means that Twinkie went from getting, what was it, daily walks every day with Jade, at least a lot more of the time, from going outside to go to the bathroom. And as soon as Jade drops them all off in Oklahoma, that all immediately ended. And then she went right back to being stuck in the house every day. No more walks, no more going outside to go potty, just pee pads and Amber screaming.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I guarantee you she cannot walk more than 2 minutes, maybe. And that 2 minutes is probably her getting out the frickin' door. So no, she 100% is doing pee pads without a doubt.
And you talked to this person willingly. You willingly got involved in this person and said you had feelings. Maybe it wasn't love, but you said you had feelings for this person. You were friends with this person who won't. Oh god, that's what I mean. There has to be something else you're not telling us. You're not more mature than whatever. Are you just also awful? Like, how are you gonna?
My yard. All of you. Daddy, chill. What the hell is even that?
And DoorDash, I never talked. She did the same thing she does with YouTube. I only ate this today, an apple and a banana. She actually, when we were talking, she actually had lost 50 pounds. If you go back to that era, she actually was trying to lose weight. Because I think it's because I had mentioned that, I can't be with anyone that's big like that or immobile or this or that. So she never really told me how much she ate. We talked about and how that was, but she definitely downplayed how much she ate. So she never would show me her apartment. I never.
Interesting.
Which I thought was really weird.
It is really weird because she claims it's so clean.
We would FaceTime and I'd be like, oh, I want to see what the apartment looks like. No, I don't want to right now.
But she wants them to move in. But she won't even show them what she fully looks like or what the fucking apartment looks like. that? Who's gonna move in with a giant helpless fucking baby who claims that they can't even hang up photos and they won't lose weight, they won't do anything to help themselves, they just want to sit around and do nothing all day, and they won't even show you what they look like, and they won't even show you what the place they want you to move into looks like. And you know that she's not walking her dog and that she's just having her dog piss and shit on pee pads in the apartment all day every day.
So I'm guessing it was probably because
Dirty.
And you know she's openly manipulating you and all the other people she's talking to, sending around your picture, trying to make people jealous. But you had feelings? But you had feelings. But you were friends. Okay.
Yeah, probably trash piled up, pee pads, litter box full, you know, so. And, you know, I'm surprised. I'm probably waiting for a message from her or Emily after this whole video comes out. See what they have to say. But
you're lying. Oh my god, so many lies.
Anything fun? I mean, it's been a long.
I mean, to be fair though, I would very much not be surprised if there was one or two lies in here, even if it's just about her own intentions and her own thoughts and feelings throughout a lot of this.
A while, so you know, if there's questions, maybe it'll jog my memory. There was a lot that happened during that time. Too much about that stuff because I think Emily keeps a really heavy tab on what Amber says and does. And I think Amber is probably not going to say a lot to anybody in fear that if Emily's,
wait. But is that really true though, or is it the other way around and that's just what Amber wanted you to think? Or is it both ways for them and they're both, like I was saying earlier, like super hyper vigilant about monitoring each other's bullshit?
Caught slipping or anything that Emily's going to leave her. So, you know, I think the days of getting any kind of tea from Amber are probably over.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I really don't.
She never really would tell us the truth anyway. All the tea we would get is from her eventually talking herself in circles or forgetting what she initially said and saying something different later. She really doesn't ever fully admit anything, does she? It always comes out for like on mistake or contradiction or somebody else, right?
Really don't. Yeah, I don't really know how the rest of the summer is going to look because she's not making any money other than Cameo.
I think
I'm having a great time doing all my retros, going through all the eras, getting all the puzzle pieces. It's been fine. I don't feel like I'm ever gonna. It feels like I'm never gonna be able to finish Amber's puzzle at this rate with how much content is still left to go.
I think there's.
And I don't know. I see a lot of people saying lately, like, "Oh, I'm so tired of the retros. I've already seen it, however many times." Well, guy, I haven't. Okay, I haven't. Okay, just because you've seen it 10 times doesn't mean I have. I haven't seen a lot of this. I haven't seen so much of it. Just like short little clips from here or there from some random documentary. I want the full thing, the full puzzle.
Only two options. I mean, I think there's only two options is that she just doesn't have, I don't think has a personality to make it on other servers and bring new people in. And I don't think enough.
She really doesn't. She really doesn't. She's not entertaining that much on her own. It's pretty much always about her behavior, the lies, the interaction with others, almost every time. The only time she's like funny is like when she's like unintentionally funny.
No, I don't think so. Because I think Emily's probably got 3 other women she's doing this to. I mean, I think Amber's probably.
Yeah, and so does Pookie.
The most easy to manipulate, just given Amber's whole life experience and her personality. But no, Emily doesn't. I don't think Emily wants actually someone to live with her. You know. She wants someone to maybe come around for a couple months to mess with, but I
don't even think Emily wanted it to be a couple months. You know.
I mean, we already know how that went. Amber moving out there. It's like as soon as you get involved with Amber to that extent, you're just, even if you're Emily, you're like, this is just too much. It's literally like dealing with a kindergartner.
Oh my
It's
god. And then, I mean, she already
it,
has one kid to deal with.
yeah, I know. And so Amber's probably like you five, well, hell, 10 kids, you know, with that. So no,
Five,
I
ten
don't know.
kids. You have to change her,
Probably.
wipe her. I mean, damn.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
Just foul. Just foul.
yeah, I gotta know. I'll say the only shining moment I had, I guess, was I knew about Becky wiping her before anyone else on the internet did.
Mm. Erica did mention
How long did it last for? Was it as long as Amber wants to say it was? Or as short as Amber wants to say it was?
to me one time that there was an altercation between Jade and Amber Lynn where there was potentially a knife. Do you know anything about this?
No, Amber never said anything about it to me.
Gotcha.
I
Wasn't Amber the one with it, though? Why would she?
the only thing I ever heard was I had been talking to Amber on the phone, and Amber was in her room. Jade, I think, was like in the living room or something.
Amber was in her room. Why did she say it like that? Wouldn't it have been their bedroom?
And Amber always had to tell Jade, I'm talking to Danielle. Give me time. I'm talking to Danielle. She couldn't just be like, I'm going to go for, outside or in my room. She had to make sure Jade knew. And Jade at this point had told Amber to not talk to me, to not do that. She didn't want, because apparently Jade still had feelings. So Amber,
That's crazy. Like, Amber could have not broken up with Jade Wifey if she, I guess, really wanted to. But she just tossed it away because she insists on being awful.
was talking to me on the phone in her room, and Jade's knocking on the door. Who are you talking to? I know it's Danielle. And they start getting in a fight, and Amber must have probably had me on the phone, just holding it. I heard Jade say, like, hang up now, we're gonna slap the phone out of your hand. And that's the only, extent I've ever heard. And she didn't slap the phone out of her hand, because Amber stayed on the phone with me. And that's when I told Amber, like, hey, I think you guys, either I'm going to hang up now. And Amber begged, please, no, please don't leave me. Please don't hang up. I'm like, well, then please give space, because I don't want either one of you doing something. That's the only way I'll stay on the phone. And so Amber went outside.
Okay, this is so messy. I think Danielle is just a messy bitch. What other reason is there? Why are you still on the phone? Why are you still talking if you know that it's doing this and fucking it, come on.
Jade did say she was going to slap Amber's phone out of her hand when she was talking to me.
Maybe sounds like there were other physical things that have happened over that relationship.
I'm sure there was.
I know a lot about that. I was in that for quite a while, and if someone just says that so willy-nilly, it's more than likely because something like that's happened before, you know? So she really wouldn't.
I mean, I don't thinking back on my own experiences, I don't necessarily agree.
Shared a lot about Jade. She really didn't. And I don't necessarily know why. I have my speculations, but
Made her look bad. Why was she telling herself? I mean, look what
Yeah,
you're doing
exactly.
now. Look what you're doing now 3 years later.
Exactly. But the whole time Amber out here, Jade, what do you mean? What am I doing to you? What? It was absolutely insane.
Oh,
But
my goodness.
I should probably get going because I probably got a couple hours of work.
All right. Well, it's interesting that the one line that she did give us was, "What do you mean? What am I doing to you?" Like, as Amber saying it to Jade. And of course, it's Amber feigning ignorance,
That I got to do.
acting confused.
I thought I'd just.
All right. Yeah, I think that was about it. It sounds like they just wrapped up and Danielle said something about like being honest and wanting to be accountable and I was like, okay. She also said that this doesn't seem like it's ever gonna like she's never gonna live this down and maybe that's just kind of what she gets for getting involved in Amberlin in the first place. And I was like, yeah, that's probably one of the more sensible things you've said the whole time. But yeah, that was it. That was it for the Danielle interview. This video is already way too goddamn long. I didn't know how long the interview was gonna be. Um, I just sat down and was like, it's gonna be however long it's gonna be, I guess. Um, yeah, let's wrap it up. Here we are back over in the Big Goober Zone. I know it's still not any different. I just planned on trying to get more ahead today and didn't anticipate that this video was going to be 2 hours long. I really hope it doesn't put me back too far. God, because my list of things to do is so long, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I don't want to be someone who says that they're going to do something and then doesn't end up doing it, or even at this point where it's just taking so long. I just want to be able to do it, but I don't know, guys. Honestly, after I get through a full year of the daily uploads, I'm really going to have to heavily consider drawing back from every single day posting because it's so hard to be able to do like more higher quality content and do live streams, even just have energy to do all this extra stuff that I want to do for YouTube when I'm feeling so consistently bogged down by just trying to get the daily video out every day at some like appropriate time. And I don't know. It's a lot to think about. We'll see what happens, but no matter what, I just really wanted to get to that for like the full year of daily uploads just so I can say that I did it also at this point. But yeah, I hope that isn't like too upsetting. At the most, I think I would drop it down to like maybe 4 or 5 uploads a week instead of one every single day. It's just that I know you guys also really appreciate having the weekend content as well, because I know a lot of other people don't upload every day. But it's just I'm torn. I'm feeling very torn about it, and it's not like I have to decide right now, but it's getting we're closing in on that year mark for sure. But just rest assured, like any decision I end up making, it's all in an effort to just get you guys more and better content. And I think I've said even before, like one of the reasons I do this is because I wanted to make the content that I wanted to see. And it's not that I wouldn't also want to watch all the daily content that I put out, but I would also want to watch all the other bigger projects I've mentioned so far too, you know? And I just feel like I don't have nearly enough time to work on anything because of the daily uploads. But yeah, anyway, this is the Big Goober Zone. If you want to live here, rent is only $5 a month. But if you don't care about that and you just want all the other perks of the channel, it's only 99 cents. I don't do anything with AI. And as always, y'all, I will see you tomorrow.